Hey, this is Alex Kosiniak, and I'm going to talk about adding objects. So the first thing you actually need to know about adding objects is that the location that they are added all depends on the 3D cursor. So objects are placed right where the 3D cursor is, just like in a text program or a Word program. So anyways, before you begin anything or begin adding anything, you actually want to make sure that the 3D cursor is placed in the right position. So anyways, there's the shortcut for actually getting to the add menu is Shift A. So you can just press Shift A. Now there actually is a menu at the top for adding objects as well, but I usually just like to use the shortcut just because it's faster. And there are quite a few different options to choose from right when you get into the add menu, but we're going to look at the top option right here. It's mesh, so just all the mesh options. Now what mesh objects are objects made up of vertices, edges, and faces that you can manipulate and kind of create anything out of them. So they're actually probably the most used objects in Blender, just because they work quite well for a base object and objects to start something from, if that makes sense. And anyways, most of these are pretty self-explanatory. So you got plane, cube, which is actually the default cube. You've got a circle, UV sphere, which is basically just a sphere, and icosphere, which is a different type of sphere, just made up of a different kind of design. You have cylinder, which is pretty self-explanatory, cone, grid, and now monkey may seem a little bit weird just to have a mesh primitive as a monkey, but it's more of just a test object. So it's not so much a base object. It's not really a base object at all. It's more of just for testing out different materials or testing out lighting or just seeing how things look around it, kind of. Some objects such as the UV sphere can be customized after they're added from the toolbar. So the toolbar is this bar on the side here. And I don't want to get into it too much because I'll save the toolbar for a whole other tutorial. But anyways, you can press Shift A, and I'll just demonstrate this here. So I'm going to add a UV sphere. So it's in Mesh and then UV sphere. Okay, so it's a basic sphere, but you can actually change the segments, rings, and size right down here. And you just use the arrows to change the rings and segments until you get your acquired amount. And that's pretty much it.